And welcome back to another episode of Jack and Tom Save the World. I am Jack.
And I am Tom. And this week we are joined by our first return guest. You guys saw him back in episode 9 of last year when we talked about a whole lot of things. But he is back, Mr. Israel.
Woot. Woo-woo.
Yeah,
say something.
Yeah, I can do it. Okay.
Say, yeah,
Let me just say it. Let me just say it. I love you.
Of course, it's the Alex Jones
I
memes.
need you.
Of course, it's the Alex.
Let me break it down.
Okay, calm down, Alex. Oh, he's waving to the YouTube viewers.
I want to get them involved, right? You tried to get rid of me.
We did no such thing.
Your herpes.
No,
yes, your herpes.
The
I agree.
The people spoke. You're like, we'd never bring him back. And then the people spoke. The numbers spoke. I'm here.
Oh, dear.
We said no such thing.
No, we said no. Your herpes. Your herpes
This
to
is
us.
slander.
Yeah.
We get rid of you and then you just keep coming back. You're like the rash that we can't get rid of.
We just can't get rid of you.
All right.
That's half the problem. Israel, how do you feel about being back for a second time?
I wanted to come back early. You guys are like, oh, no. You're too controversial. You know, people's mental health.
Wow. You just
And I'm like, I want to come back. There was that, of course, there's a big rift online between us two. We sorted it out. Now we're all together. It's good.
What riff?
Oh, don't worry. Can we just make it a bit exciting for the people? You know what I mean?
No. It's not meant to be fun or informative. No,
It's just meant to be us bitching at each other for an hour.
Bitch for an hour.
Okay. All right. Well, do you want to get over this? This is going to be big. This has been going on for months.
It's going to be a big bit.
It's going on for months and nearly years.
Only a year, not even yet.
Yeah.
So this topic, for everyone who doesn't know what we're talking about,
Oh, here we go.
Including Tom.
Including me. This has been a very, very big topic in the lives of Jack and Israel. I've sat through many meetings and catch ups and hangouts about this topic, and I'm a bit fucking sick of it right now.
So we're gonna get it all out of the air.
All on the table.
All on the table.
We're just gonna set the record straight once and for all. It's the last time we're gonna talk about it because we don't need to talk about it after we do this.
Yep.
And this topic, ladies and gentlemen, is the Snyderverse. And Jack is gonna go explain that a little bit more for people who don't know.
Right. Okay. So let's lay down the history, ladies and gentlemen. So after the complete and utter failure that was Superman Returns back in 2006.
Wrong. Oh no, you're right. Sorry.
I am right.
Yeah, you're right.
After Superman Returns failed, and Batman Begins and The Dark Knight, Christopher Nolan's Batman trilogy took off. Okay, WB was in a crazy situation.
Okay, you're gonna have to explain because we all know what WB is, but some people may not.
Warner Brothers.
So let's try to try to make it family friendly.
Okay, so you know the studio behind Scooby-Doo.
Yeah.
Lord of the Rings.
Okay, this is too down now.
Were they Warner Brothers?
Yeah. Well, New Line, and then Warner Brothers distributed Lord of the Rings.
Ah, okay. I was going to say, I don't remember the big logo at the start.
It is at the start of like the 4K editions of Lord of the Rings.
See, I haven't seen 4K.
Oh, you haven't seen the 4K versions?
Yeah,
really good.
Yeah.
So basically, as The Dark Knight Rises was continuing and Marvel was skyrocketing in popularity, Warner Brothers took DC, which they owned at the time, and they were looking to kind of emulate Marvel. Okay? Yes, we're all in agreement. Yep.
We're all on the same page.
So this led up to a Christopher Nolan produced, Zack Snyder directed Superman film called Man of Steel, released in 2013.
Beautiful.
Here we go. It starts immediately.
It's already starting.
It starts immediately with the intention from Warner Brothers to create what was back then the DCEU. It's probably very different to what DC and Warner Brothers originally wanted it to be. But Man of Steel was the catalyst for the DCEU.
And
so
Jack,
I think
what is the DCEU?
the DC Extended Universe is what it is, Thomas. It's DC's attempt at making an MCU competitor, the Marvel Cinematic Universe, a connected beast of movies and TV shows that are one world. So far, the only company that's successfully done this is kind of Marvel. Although you could also kind of consider Bond, as Bond is a pretty long-running franchise as well. Star Wars is also...
has jumped on the boat.
Star Wars is also a pretty good selection. But we should start with Man of Steel. Yes. Because I think Man of Steel is where everything started to go wrong immediately.
Okay.
Because I don't like Man of Steel.
Yep.
Do you like Man of Steel?
I love it.
So we're gonna just speak into the mic, would you please?
Okay, sorry. So I love it.
Right.
For me, it's a more personal piece.
Okay.
I was at... That is probably the most depressed year I've ever... Okay, let me rephrase that because I got to do... That year in 2013, that was probably one of my lowest peaks in life. And I was very depressed.
Right.
When I went and saw that movie, literally I'd lost all my friends, like a lot of friendships. I'd lost a lot of desires and dreams. I was at my lowest peak. I went into that cinema by myself. It was literally like an altar call at a church. I'm not going to go into... Yeah, I was basically nearly crying throughout the whole film because it literally was like the father talking to young Superman was like God talking... I'm not going to get religious. God talking to me and reminding me of all the dreams and visions he gave to me when I was a kid.
Okay.
And a lot of... when he talks to me, he's just like, you've got this power in you and you can't see it right now. And there was all these people making fun of him. And it was a lot of at the time, people... Because I had these big dreams in my life. And it was like Superman with these big powers, these big dreams I had.
Yeah.
And every time I would try and talk it to the people, they would just make fun of me. You're a loser. You're an idiot. When I saw that movie, I was like, it was literally me on the screen, and literally the little piano music.
Hans Zimmer's score.
I was
pretty
crying.
Good.
It was literally like a personal, spiritual movie I saw. I was literally by the end of it, I was nearly on my knees with my hands raised, and that's why I love that film so much because it was.
What's what is that piano piece called on the soundtrack? What will you do?
What will you do if you're not saving the world?
Is that what it's called?
Yeah, but I call it Ideal of Hope. Because
all right.
I rename it that.
It was good when I do like it. I think it's pretty good, and I also like his Superman theme.
Yep.
That has its best rendition in BVS, which we'll get to in a second.
Yep. I'll just say, look, I do have issues with it. Even with it, I had issues with there was too much Lois Lane talking. That bit in the movie where she starts talking, that just cuts out the whole film. When he randomly sticks in that country song, I hated that. But
when he comes out of the water after the oil rig explodes.
Basically, the first third into the second third, and then the ending. That's a good film. Like, again, it's not like crazy. For me, it comes 10 out of 10 because it's a defining moment. It's the only bit of hope I had in that whole year. I was broken. It literally reignited something within me. So that's why I'm me and that film, like every time I watch it, I even watched it over Christmas and I was nearly crying again because I was remembering being resurrected inside.
Right. Okay, so that's an experience with that film that, I can't argue against.
Yeah.
I mean, you could.
Well,
you could if you really, really tried.
No, he had
the desire to prove Israel wrong, which we all know you do.
No. He had a genuine.
I too.
He had a genuine experience. I bet there's films that Israel really doesn't like that I had a genuine connection to an experience, and Israel would. I know the exact film, but we're not going to get into it.
I know because you're a beta male.
I'm a beta male.
See, like 8 Marvel movies have to equal Man of Steel.
No, it was.
If I can just interject here for a minute. Israel, just a really quick question to throw over to you.
Am I in trouble?
No. I actually just want to kind of dive into this a little bit more.
Okay.
So, you're saying that you were, you were in a really dark place in your life. You didn't have a lot of hope, and you saw Man of Steel.
Yep.
All right. The question is, if you were in a different part, like if you were like a happy person, like you weren't going through what you were going through at the time when you saw Man of Steel, do you still think that Man of Steel you would still feel this way about the movie?
Yes.
Like just looking at it from like technical aspects and stuff like that.
From a technical point of view, 7 out of 10. possibly, if you changed a few little things, you could easily get it up to an 8. But I would say it's a solid 7 out of 10 at least.
Yeah.
It's pretty decent. Everyone was like what pissed me off was people like, oh, Man of Steel, just like Superman and Zod, they destroy the whole city. I'm like, we had Avengers just the year before, and that thing, they were ruining New York City.
I'll talk about that in a second.
Yeah, okay. But I meant, like, they had superpowers, big deal. From a technical aspect, I think the special effects,
Visual
awesome.
effects.
Bloody,
I'm
like,
no.
one thing you can give Zach is he makes stuff look beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
That opening scene with Krypton, that was fantastic. No, just the look of it. It was look. If you re-look at it,
with the penis jets that
he did that as a joke, and I'll do the same.
Oh, did he actually?
We're gonna do
Is
the
that
same.
actually
yeah,
a
the movie
confirmed
we're
joke?
writing? I've got a scene where we're gonna do the exact same thing.
Hang on. Can we circle? He did that on purpose.
Yes, he did.
That's
as a little
amazing.
Joke. I know.
That's cool.
That's actually amazing.
I know. It's a little joke. He's got little things in there. If you look at the moon at the back, so in BVS, that isn't Doomsday. That is actually just a fake Doomsday. The real Doomsday you can see in Man of Steel. If you look at the back, you can see the moon crushed. They had the real Doomsday on that planet. And he actually destroyed half. There's a massive indent in one of the things that he talks about it. He was sticking little Easter eggs throughout the whole thing. And later on in the series, he would have actually opened them up.
Okay.
Okay. So
Sorry, we've got to go to the technical point of view.
Yeah. No. That's fine.
Because
So-
technical is where for me this film falls
it
apart.
still would have had the same effect. As a kid, I remember my mum showed me, I actually looked back on it, this 1939 revised version of this Superman animated series back in 1939. It got re-innovated. I remember seeing this episode. It's called Jungle Drums. I just rewatched it the other day. It is a really good episode of Superman. It's really weird. It's got James Bond in it. Indiana Jonesism in it. And, like just how they do certain silhouettes. It's really weird. It's really weird. He jumps out the plane and there's a silhouette of him as Indiana Jones. And then there's an essence of James Bondism in it. It's a really cool episode. I need to show you guys. But that, I think, the moment I saw Indiana Jones, the moment I saw Man of Steel, and the moment I saw Daniel Craig's James Bond, as a kid, it went back to that episode. I didn't know it was there. It was subconsciously in my mind. Because when I rewatched the episode, I'm like, that's why I liked Indiana Jones. That's why I like this Man of Steel. But it would have been that connection to me as a kid.
Yeah.
I love Superman and Return of Superman Returns. I hated that movie. It was dreadful. Man of Steel is like, finally someone got it right.
My God, okay.
Okay.
So
sorry. Throw on over to Jack.
So on a technical level, which is where it's like for subjective, I believe you can't argue really with subjective views on a film, but in terms of like a technical aspect, that's where I find this film just takes a dump on everything. First of all, I don't know why they needed to do another Superman origin at all. Just from everyone knows bloody Superman's origin. Smallville was massive in the noughties, doing young Superman.
Yeah.
I feel like because the film not only like it starts with Krypton, and then it half starts with the oil rig explosion.
Yep.
And most of the story, well, the main chunk of the story is Superman going from the oil rig to the weird little town, getting up to the Arctic to find the Kryptonian scout ship, to find the suit, to then, do Superman, and then Zod finds Earth from the beacon that he turns on.
Yeah.
Hang on. Don't interrupt me yet.
No, I'm saying yeah.
But for some reason, they then chucked in during that first hour, like that's 20 minutes, the town to the Arctic, to finding the ship, to getting the suit, to the test flight, which is a great piece of music. Test flight is a great piece of music.
I don't like the test flight piece of music. I actually would have preferred that other piece he does. I actually don't like the music. I like how it's shot. Yep.
But then we intercut 40 minutes of Superman's origin, which I think is unnecessary when we've seen it so much.
Yeah, my thing is if it's done well.
But Zach understood that when he got to Batman, and it's only one scene of Batman's parents dying again, which we've seen so many times since Batman came out.
Yeah.
But at least Zach understood. It's like, okay, I want to do my rendition of Batman's parents' death.
Yeah.
But he then didn't go on a 40-minute deep dive on Batman.
Yeah.
mainly because, and it's actually to the film's detriment and benefit and detriment at the same time.
Yeah.
Because BVS almost needed that, but we'll get on to BVS.
Yeah.
With Man of Steel, that first act being an hour long, really drags for me.
Yep.
Then you get into all of the weird characterization issues that I have throughout the film. You mentioned that, like, Jonathan Kent talking to young Clark, and it's like, but he literally says he maybe should have let the kids in the bus die, like, maybe, so that people didn't find out that you've got these powers. Like, maybe you should have let them. He literally says, it's like, what should I have done? Let them die, and fucking what's his name? Kevin Costner is just like, maybe, and I'm like, no, that's not your answer. Why would you say that?
He doesn't actually say let's say, he says maybe.
He says maybe.
Yeah, but I'm saying, have you seen that interpretation of Superman where they actually find him out early and they basically just put him in a prison with Red Sun? Like,
sure,
they have done that alternative version, and as I'm growing as an adult,
yeah,
I understand Jonathan a bit more. I do understand because we don't know what we've got something now. Imagine if you had James Gunn does that. What's that one with the kid where he goes evil? It was recently.
Brightburn.
I'm saying
Breitbart.
that's what.
Brightburn.
Yeah.
Breitbart. I forget.
Breitbart. See, look what happens if the negative happens.
Yeah.
He goes out of control. I can semi-understand what Jonathan's going on. He's trying to be cautious.
So what I loop back to that is a really good interpretation of Jonathan. Then is the Jonathan Kent from Smallville. I think that's a much better of a really cautious, scared parent that doesn't know how the world's going to react to an alien superhero.
TV show, movie.
Yeah,
you've got to cut that in. You've got to cut it down.
Yeah, that's the thing. I just think Zack should have skipped his origin story entirely and just gone with his interpretation of Henry Cavill's Superman, because then it ignores all of that, and he can just do Superman the way he wants to do Superman without Jonathan Kent's absolutely stupid death scene in Man of Steel. Do you know how Jonathan Kent dies in the comics?
Yeah, how?
So basically on a night, Lana Lang is killed in a car accident, and he, in a fit of grief, Superman goes to Jor-El in the Fortress of Solitude, and he asks Jor-El to turn back time. And so Jor-El turns back time on Earth, and Clark saves Lana.
Yeah.
But his dad dies instead.
So it's a sort of a mini flashpoint.
What it teaches Clark is that he can't save everybody.
Yeah.
There is no, even though he's super, there are people that someone, like the bill always comes due. There are always people that are going to die, and you can't do anything about it. Because Jor-El warns him when he's like, Father, please, I love her so much. Can you please reverse time? And Jor-El's like, bro, I know she hot, bro, but something bad's going to happen if I do this. And Jonathan dies. But then in Man of Steel, it's reduced to, I'm angry at you. You're not my dad. Oh no, tornado. Don't save me, Clark. Goodbye, I'm dead.
Yeah, but it's not like that. It's actually got the beautiful music. It's got the scene.
Oh, for
it's
God's
quite
sake.
sudden. No, it's true, dude. Like, for me, there's been some really good, like, writing. Like, really, like, that's really good writing. But just how it's shot destroys it. Destroys the writing. And vice versa. You can have some really crap dialogue and writing. The actor and the music can save it.
Okay.
Countless times that's happened.
Okay.
Yeah, so you see what I mean? If it's shot well, I didn't have issues with that tornado scene. For me, I see it as he's just literally he's dying for his ideal of
Clark could have saved him, and no one would have seen it because he can run really fast. So he could have grabbed his dad, gone further, dropped his dad off, and then come back and
Did he know he could run fast?
Okay, that is a fair point.
He's still a teenager, doesn't know what's going on to a degree.
So I find the writing in the film just in conflict with not with like how comic versions are, because I don't believe in that complaint. That's what most people complain about with Tom Holland's Spider-Man. It's like, he's not like he is in the comics.
Yeah.
So it's not like comic version. I've just seen better interpretations of what Zack was trying to do.
Yeah, I didn't look. That's why I said 7 out of 10. It wasn't amazing. Like, for me, it is. Subjectively, it goes higher because it has a deeper thing to me. But I mean, if we were just go raw, I do have issues with it. I have massive issues with BVS, but
we'll get to that.
For me, I think with the big thing with the Snyderverse is I'm like, there was an overall story being told that I
we'll get
loved
to.
it when Batman showed up in Suicide Squad. I was like, this is so cool. It's
get to that.
connected. Yeah. I was like the little connections and how it's all connected. I loved it. I was like, this is cool. I think the overall with Zach, I'm a big picture guy.
Yep.
If the big picture's good, it's good. Okay, so as a comparison, Zack Snyder's Justice League and No Way Home. Zack Snyder's Justice League for me out of the two movies.
We're not talking about No Way Home yet, so don't spoil No Way Home.
No, that's right. I'm just saying this. As Zack Snyder's Justice League did the big stuff good,
Yep.
subtlety.
Yeah.
The original Justice League actually had some better subtle writing and subtle moments. Vice
Which
versa.
we will get to.
Yeah.
No Way Home didn't hit the big marks as much as it could have, as like Man of Steel.
Interesting. That's a take.
The subtle did really well. The big stuff it didn't hit.
Okay, that's a take.
Yeah.
Which will
So with me,
take.
Snyderverse, on the whole and the big picture, it's hitting the big notes.
Right, so
So
we'll-
I can let go of a little.
I have other like personal problems with Man of Steel, but I think we'll move on because
Yeah,
we
no problem, no
kind of
problem.
want to talk about the big picture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But shouldn't we go BVS then big picture?
We are going BVS.
Okay, yeah.
So after Man of Steel came out, and Man of Steel was actually quite
Wait,
successful.
let me do the Batman theme. Da, 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 da.
It's a terrible Batman thing.
Okay.
Have
look,
you
I
compare it?
agree.
All right, guys. All right. What we're gonna? Okay.
I have not gone off topic.
No,
This is in the picture.
Well, you're actually going off topic because I'm about to say something, but you're
Yeah.
going off. All right.
He's asleep.
I'm going to start chiming in here a little bit more
We
because
don't want you to.
I don't want you on my podcast, so bugger off.
Because he's actually seen BVS, so we now can talk about
Oh,
it.
what a big
Yeah.
man.
Well, no, I'm
Oh,
actually.
Tom, you're a bigger man.
I'm actually gonna chime in here a bit because
Yeah.
I feel like I'm kind of playing moderator at this
Oh,
point.
yeah,
Yeah.
sorry.
So shut up and let me say what I need to say.
Yep.
Is this about Man of Steel or
No,
BVS?
no, it's not about Man of Steel
Oh,
or
it's just
anything.
random shit. Okay.
Yeah. So we're gonna go one at a time now. So we're gonna start off with Israel, and then Jack's gonna say his counterpoints, and then we're gonna move on.
No. Okay. First of all, there's something we can all agree on. No, you will agree.
What?
The name was terrible.
Batman vs Superman: Dawn
That's-
of Justice.
I think I would have just ripped it back to Dawn of Justice. If it
Oh,
really
yeah,
got
that would
down
have
to
been better.
I would have just done Dawn of Justice. It would have been
I actually think the
fine.
film would have been more successful.
There you go. So we agree on that. We
Yeah.
agree on that. Okay. Cool.
I do.
Yes, we agree.
first of all.
Okay, let's talk.
Okay.
Man of
so,
Steel from Israel's
okay,
perspective.
I'll go subjective
BVS.
first.
BVS? Man of Steel?
If Man of Steel represented my spirit, Batman vs Superman represented my psyche. So I connected so much with Ben Affleck's Batman because at the same time I was going through art school, and it was like I went through this nightmare sequence of dealing with these extreme liberal lefties, and I did not know what was going on.
Okay.
I would try and talk to these people and learn about what was going on.
What do you mean, these people?
No,
No, I'm kidding. No, it was a joke. It was a joke. Continue. Thank you for laughing.
Oh, hey,
I'm
Mark.
so funny.
All right, let's bring back.
Yeah, so that was like the nightmare sequence where he's in that nightmare where Batman's. I was so connected to that. At the same time, there's a lot of areas that was like for my last 20 years of my life, I'd try to be a good dude, and I got pooed over by a lot of people, and I understood that. I connected that with Ben Affleck's Batman. So for me, Batman represented my mind. Superman represented my spirit. My mind was pissed off with my spirit. So that was like when they unify eventually at the end. That was the two coming back together. So and
With a
then
woman.
Justice League represents them all unifying together. Being as one body. Yeah. So what I really connected with Ben Affleck's Batman. I flicked over to Ben Affleck's Batman in that film. I really connected with that dude in that character and how his characterization. I understand pissed off Batman. I understood.
too.
I understood that. Everyone's like, oh, what? Like he doesn't do it. I'm like, no, this is a really cool interpretation. What about someone who's been through 20 years of trying to be a good dude, actually try to help out people, and he's being screwed over by everyone, and now he's just like, stuff it. I don't care. And look, if you know from the Robin suit, I think he dropped the Robin suit. Robin literally got beaten to death
By
the
Joker.
Joker with a crowbar lit on fire. He's done. They didn't emphasize that as much. So random people, yes.
But
So
which Robin?
I think he said it was Jason Todd.
Oh, he said it was Jason Todd.
I think.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I wonder what happened to Dick Grayson then.
Okay, now going from subjective point of view, too much Lois Lane. Once again, my goodness, like it was like so much of her. And I'm like, this is meant to be Batman versus Superman, not a little bit of Batman and Superman and Lois Lane talking for hours. When in Justice League 2, if it had happened and Darkseid burnt that bitch, I would have been cheering. I would have, at that moment, everyone would have been in shock. I would be like, the bitch is dead! Yes!
She gets, according to the leak, she got obliterated by
I would've
Omega
been-
beams while pregnant.
Nothing against Amy Adams, great actor and great characterization, just too much.
Too much
It's
of
just
her.
I don't care about the
She's not
feminism
well
I want is Wonder Woman.
She's not well written.
Yeah,
her Lois Lane.
I
agree.
found it very dull. I found that annoying. When compared to the Ultimate, I do understand. It's 50-50. Like I do like lots of it, and sometimes I don't hate it. But when connected to the rest of the universe, it would have got better over time because with the other films coming out, you would have gone back to it and gone, oh yep. He was setting it all up. Here, but because it got cut off, the movie stays as a fart in existence. Plus, when you watch the Ultimate, there's actually quite a few things cut out that we go, that was actually really cool. Why did you get rid of that? Because I watched them back to back, and
Whoa. I couldn't do that.
No, not back to back. I meant like within 3 weeks of
okay.
each other. Yeah, no, I didn't. I'm not that intense. But for me, what was getting it was just the nightmare opened up. I'm like, what the hell was that? That sequence for me was
The
shot.
nightmare sequence.
That was shot brilliantly. That was really good done.
Have you got the 4K Blu-ray?
Yes.
Oh, so you've seen that in its IMAX representation. I should show Tom that.
Yeah.
Big, beautiful piece of film stock.
Yeah, and for me,
and wasted because no one's ever got to see it.
for me, it was like, what the hell was that? I'm not usually into. I'm a very vanilla man when it comes to movies to a degree. Now I'm not as much, but back then I was very vanilla. So anything crazy. But for me, just how that was shot, I was like, what was that about? Like, where is this heading? I was like, show me more of that. I want more of that.
That's what everyone was wanting in 2016. It was going, what the hell? Why was there Superman cops?
Yeah.
Where did these parademons come from?
Yeah, no, and I think
Why is the Flash here?
Look, do you know how you said you didn't like the parademons in Justice League? I agree,
Yeah.
but in that sequence, they were really good. I really like the parademons in that sequence. If they had done that in Justice League, it would have been good.
Snapping necks.
I think the last half an hour is fine of the film. I do. I've rewatched it. I have no issues with it. I think the CGI of Doomsday was pretty good. That was pretty hard to get it. I'm sitting behind that. I don't care. The bloody warehouse scene
It's the one good scene.
that destroyed Christian Bale's Batman in the sense of his fighting. When you go back to his fighting, he looks slow and shaky cam. No, I went back.
Shaky cam.
Is when you when you go back to all his a lot of the fight.
Christian Bale looks like a shaky cam.
Yeah, it's shaky cam. It's
Wait,
that
Christian Bale is shaky cam because Christian Bale.
the fight
Christopher Nolan
sequences-
doesn't use handheld.
Right, it looks like that in the fight. It just looks like it's being shaky. It looks like I know he's not shaky. It doesn't not shaky, but how it's shot.
Okay.
It just looks shaky cam. I'm like,
okay.
that warehouse destroyed the whole.
Interesting. I really like the. I have to just interject.
No, go ahead.
While I like the warehouse scene, I still think the business tower scene in The Dark Knight I think it's Hong Kong, where he goes to kidnap where Bruce kidnaps a dude to take him back to Gotham.
Yep.
I still really like that fight scene more than the warehouse fight in BVS. I really like it.
I think it's good, but again, like you don't see anything. The warehouse scene, hats off to Zack Snyder. You see everything. You see what he does and everything. He could have shot a few frames out just to make it a bit quicker. I would have taken a few little frames out here and there.
No, it's cool. But,
I was just like, I was sold for Batman. I actually don't like Batman's entrance on the wall. I think that's idiotic.
That scene is so bad.
That's horrible.
He crawls along the ceiling like a bat.
That
It's
was
so weird.
That was gross. Okay, actually, I was just when I saw that, I was like, no.
It's like, what is he doing?
Yeah, I thought the film was stuffed. I was like, you've just stuffed it for me, and then he won me back easily. In 2 seconds, he won me back. I think there could be more Batman in there.
Yep.
Way more Batman in that film. If I was to change it, I would have shot it more like Predator. where
Which
Superman would have been hunting down number one. Superman would have been
OG Predator.
Okay, what I would have done, killed off Lois Lane. He starts going a little bit crazy, and then he starts hunting down Batman a bit. I would have done it like that to a degree. Yeah, I would have shot a bit more like that.
Can I say my things?
You go ahead. I'm done.
Because my head's starting to explode. So I remember seeing BVS for the first time.
Yes.
Man of Steel, for some reason, that part of my life is all kind of like melded together, and I actually can't. It's like I can't actually remember the first time I saw like Avengers in cinemas. I can't remember it anymore.
Yep.
So I don't remember when I saw Man of Steel in cinemas, but I remember BVS in cinemas because I was pissed because I already did not like not Henry Cavill. I like Henry Cavill as Superman.
Yes.
I don't like Zack Snyder's interpretation of Superman.
Right.
Mainly to do, and I didn't add this in the Man of Steel little discussion that we had, is I don't like... You said that people complaining about how Metropolis is just utterly bowled over by Superman and Zod. I don't like it because for some reason Zack gave Superman this really reckless disregard for like the public in that movie. He does it in Smallville where he and Zod soldiers destroy Smallville in Man of Steel. It's gone.
Yep.
He obliterates it. And then that gets even worse in like in the Metropolis fight. Like Zod throws like a gas tanker at him, and Superman just jumps over it, and it hits a building, and it's like, why didn't you just stop it, you weird? Anyway, beside the point. No.
Okay.
That then takes us to BVS.
Yes.
So there's a few bits in BVS that I like, and I can. I like Junkie XL and Hans Zimmer's score for the most part, except for Junkie XL and Zack's Batman theme, which was not a Hans Zimmer creation. That was Junkie and Zack. Compared to Hans Zimmer's other Batman theme from The Dark Knight with the French horns, iconic. I love it so much. And even Tim Burton's Batman theme beats Zack's. And the new Batman theme, the little slithers I've heard of it because I don't want to hear it in full until I see the movie, also sounds really good. Compared to just dubstep.
I have to semi-interject because you're bringing out the stuff where I'm like, okay, I remember this stuff. I agree, but at the same time, I've been listening to the soundtrack just independently. When I've been listening to independently of the Batman, I'm like, oh, this is actually cool. It's broken Batman, so it has to be broken. And then when you get to Justice League, he's hopeful Batman. You see little variations of the same theme.
You've showed me.
I showed you, and it's like changed, and I'm like, he was progressing it.
So that leads me to my biggest problem with BVS. From the theatrical cut, which made it worse, the ultimate cut is definitely better. But on a fundamental level, this film didn't... Like, Zack was trying to do too many things at once.
100% agree.
He was trying to make a Man of Steel sequel. He was trying to make a Batman movie. He was trying to make a Batman vs. Superman movie. He was then trying to make a Justice League setup movie. And it doesn't work. So you have Lois Lane in the desert and the whole plot with Jesse Eisenberg's Lex Luthor, who's terrible. That whole plot about trying to villainize Superman. That's the Man of Steel sequel. Then you have Batman on his little murderous rampage. That's his Batman movie. Then you have Superman in the theatrical cut apparently getting angry at Batman because he's being a little too violent. And then Superman goes on like a little like crusade, meets him once with the funniest interaction in a superhero movie. It's like, the next time the light shines in the sky, don't go to it. The bat is dead. Bury it. And he's like, do you bleed?
Don't. That's a beautiful moment. That's a beautiful moment.
It's so weird in a superhero movie.
I like it. I like...
The one shot I like is when he crashes the Batmobile, which I do like in BVS. I like Zack's Batmobile. He crashes it, and I do like when Superman rips it open and throws the wings away, and he stands up. Cool
I had
bit.
a boner every time.
So yeah, too many films at play. And this... The problem with BVS leads into why Justice League got smashed to bits, and we'll get to it.
Yeah.
Because what Zack was trying to do with his idea. He wanted to do Man of Steel 2. He wanted to make a Batman movie.
Yep.
He wanted Superman and Batman to fight each other, and then he wanted to do Justice League
Yeah,
setup.
if I could back in time, I would do what Flash did from the Nightmare sequence back to original Batman through the little time thing. I would have gone back in time to Zack and I'm like, bro, just separate Batman and Superman, make a first Batman Batfleck film.
Yes.
I agree with you. When you brought that out, make a sequel with Brainiac. That would have been really cool. Then Dawn of Justice. Get rid of the desert. Get rid of Lost Lane.
Yes.
And possibly we could have even killed off Lost Lane, and that would have made Superman on edge a bit.
So it's definitely I prefer BVS to Man of Steel.
Yep.
It's a bit of a hot take for some people. I would much prefer watching BVS than Man of Steel.
To be fair, Warner Brothers was rushing him on because he did actually want to split it into two.
I know he did.
It's going to be Enter the Night, and there probably would have been more Batman.
Yes.
And then there would have been Dawn of Justice.
Yes.
And it was actually named Enter the Night and Dawn of Justice originally.
Yep.
Warner Brothers was being a butthole.
But what I then recommend to Zack and what he is now doing, which we'll wrap off with, which is WB Discovery and his interactions, is he's stopped working for overprotective studios and he's doing his own thing. Because I know that it pops up on Twitter like at least once a month where it's like Zack should direct an MCU movie, and I'm like, I no, because no. Because Kevin Feige is a bit too controlling for Zack Snyder.
Yep.
He needs to just work there. He just needs to do what he wants.
Yep.
And have no studio overview, because he had all these ideas for BVS. Hang on, he had all these ideas for BVS.
Yep.
And he put them into a film.
Warner Brothers made him put it into a film.
I know, but he's planning this 5-hour film, 2.5 hour films, so it's a 5-hour film.
Yeah, I would have watched every second of that with a boner.
Then Warner Brothers was like, no, we're only going to do one. So then he tried to make it as close to 3 hours as possible.
Yeah.
And then Warner Brothers is like, no, it needs to be 2.5. So then you end up with shit.
Yeah. It's a mess, and it's just like, but I meant, there's beautiful messes in it. There's beautiful moments.
I like. So I said the wing bit.
Yep.
And he stands up. I like the warehouse scene.
Yep.
And I like when Wonder Woman isn't in it.
Oh, what? I like when she enters. That's the best woman entrance I've ever seen.
I think Tom might agree. I don't know how much you agree with me. I hate Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman.
I like it.
No, I hate her so much as Wonder Woman.
Do you know what's crazy though? You've actually
can't
convinced me
act.
with your points. You've convinced me. Now that you've explained yourself, you've actually convinced me on a lot of it. I agree with you.
That is just a mess.
I think what we've discovered here is both movies subjectively got me at the time.
Yeah.
I was connecting,
which I can't argue with.
Yeah, I was connecting with everything. I was like, this is where I'm at. Like but basically, yeah.
What you're explaining with Man of Steel and BVS, that's how I feel about Last Jedi, by the way.
Tom. we won't bring that up. Star Wars we'll do another day.
Yeah, Star Wars will be another episode.
That's gonna be brutal.
Oh.
It will be.
Oh,
so what we're gonna do?
Yeah.
So what we're gonna do, just for the sake of time, is that because I know you guys are probably itching to talk about Justice League, Zack Snyder's Justice League. Yeah. So what I'm gonna do is I've got my phone here.
Yep.
I got my phone with a stopwatch. I'm gonna put it up for both of you to see.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna hit the timer, and we're gonna have 5 minutes to talk about it.
For Zack Snyder's Justice League.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think shouldn't we finish off with you at the end, because you won't be as much between us two. I'm not being rude.
Oh no. Look, the thing is, I haven't seen any of these movies.
Well, then why are you here?
Because he wants to
Because
model.
I like you here, but I meant, why are you like, I want to interject my little 2 cents. You don't even know about it.
Okay.
It's his podcast, bitch.
Right.
It's true. I love it.
Right.
You do really well in life. I really appreciate you. You're very helpful.
Yeah, shut up. Let me just explain something to you here, all right? I'm
listening.
And Jack will back me up, and you can lose the fucking tube. I
Dude.
I have never, for the whole...
bastard.
God, you're an idiot.
He's
I don't
gonna
even know
kill
why
you.
we get you back.
He's gonna kill you.
I'm actually getting pissed with you now.
Just shut up. Sit down and shut up.
So, for this whole episode, I've sat here and said pretty much nothing.
Yes.
Because you two fucking mega nerds have just gone on and on about your rap. So now I want to say something.
All right.
I haven't seen Man of Steel. I haven't seen BVS, and I haven't seen the whole either Justice League or Zack Snyder's Justice League. I've seen an hour of Zack Snyder's Justice League, and it was, for me,
Painful.
It was painful, horrid. But I just don't.
He doesn't care.
I don't care. I really don't care.
That's fun.
But what I've never, for the whole episode, I've never said anything about knowing anything about these movies, and I've never said anything about these movies because I don't have the knowledge. So take your chewed, shove it up your bum.
I appreciate you, Tom.
And we can go.
It's funny getting reactions out of you. You're one of the few people in life that gives me
You think
reactions. I love it.
Also, my
It's
name's
good.
on the door, so...
On that set of that film, you getting pissed off, I really enjoyed watching. I know it wasn't good for you.
Because it was always at you.
The detrimental of your health is good for me.
Yeah, I know.
All right. So
Bloody hell.
you're
Okay,
So
what
just before you time us,
no.
there is a massive part about these films that we just need to clarify for people that are listening.
We are definitely not... Is this big picture stuff? Because big picture
No.
comes after
That's
this.
coming after.
I'm going to quickly write down notes of the big picture because I'll forget.
Yeah, big picture
I'm
comes...
not
So
missing
I'm
off-
just going to explain this. Okay. There are 2 cuts of Justice League for a very specific reason. BVS was promised to Warner Brothers that it would be $1 billion movie. When it did not make $1 billion, Warner Brothers was like, shit, we're losing to fucking Iron Man. How is that possible?
Yeah.
So Zach had already started writing with Chris Terrio, the biggest. Chris Terrio is the villain of the Snyderverse because he is a terrible writer.
Chris Terrio.
He wrote Rise of Skywalker.
Explains a
Had already written and then moved on to production with Justice League while Warner Brothers was panicking about BVS. This led to, and this is important, it led to on-set rewrites from DC's head, Jeff Johns. He wrote in more humor into Zach's script.
Yep.
Zach and Chris's script
Yep.
while it was being shot.
Yep.
This can be seen in the very first Justice League trailer from Comic-Con 2018.
Yep.
Where, it's like, it's like where, what was the joke? Oh, maybe it was the trailer in January.
I didn't think you existed. And he's like, exist when it's
I
useful. I
exist when it's
really like
useful.
that line.
Or when Aquaman lands on the Batman bill and goes, yeah! Or when he gets caught in the air by Cyborg and he's like, my man! And then he gets thrown and Jason Momoa does his... That's all cut from the Snyder cut, by the way. Most of it is cut because it was forcibly added by Warner Brothers and DC to make the film funnier.
Yeah.
What then happened is Infinity War came out. Sorry. Infinity War was coming out and everyone was super excited. But Warner Brothers was panicking. And because they were panicking so much, they had it screened. They had Justice League screened. The cut version that they wanted to release. The 2.5 hour...
Not edited, no music.
True. But they held it for a writers' consortium, which included Joss Whedon. But they hosted it...
No, sorry, not Joss Whedon, Satan,
okay, and a bunch of other writers just to look at the writing and the pacing of the story. So no no visual effects, no music. They were just looking at the film, and it was deemed unwatchable.
Yeah.
At this point, Warner Brothers went to Zach, and it's like, we want this movie to come out. We want it to be good. So we need you to pick a writer to help you rewrite some scenes, do reshoots, and help you in post-production so that this can come out as you want, because film production speak. This was, of course, Warner Brothers saying your movie's shit and it's shit and we don't want it to be released. That, along with the death of his daughter, made him leave the production.
Yes.
Warner Brothers then goes, oh well. They show up to Joss Whedon's house with $15 million. They go, fix Justice League. And Joss, credit to him, wrote 80 pages of reshoots, shot those 80 pages, slotted it in with Zach's footage, and that's how we got the unholy film,
That thing is disgusting.
Justice League. Now, do you want to talk about Justice League at all, or should we
Yeah,
just?
yeah, we can run through it.
I agree with you that it's terrible.
I did rewatch it. Okay, there is literally, there's only like 2% of it where I'm like, okay, that was a little bit better. That
like
worked a little
Batman
bit.
talking to Wonder Woman about how it's really hard that he's mortal and everyone else is immortal, and it's,
I don't like how that's shot, but
no, it's shot like shit.
Everything, it's diarrhea,
it's
dude.
so flat.
Can we just flap our minutes together? Okay, first of all, the first thing I liked about the Snyderverse compared to MCU,
Yes.
it had more weight. People
here we go.
actually died.
Yeah,
When they were dead, they dead, and people actually cared about the dead people. With Marvel, every time
Who died that people cared about in the Snyderverse?
No, but so with Marvel, it's just like no, like just in general, when like Jonathan Kent died or someone died, they were dead. When people died, they were dead. Marvel, it's just like a lot of their movies, it feels like McDonald's. It's this cheeseburger. It's just a little bit different. Oh, we've got this little new arranged burger in this new movie. Okay, sometimes the movie Winter Soldier,
Yeah.
bloody brilliant film. If that was the level of Marvel, I would be behind Marvel.
So what about when they have like a whole 15-minute sequence dedicated to Tony Stark's death?
I have no connection to Tony Stark.
That's-
I'm not being
See,
rude.
he's my Superman.
Yeah, see, I'm not being rude. I do not care about
Okay.
his thing.
Nothing I can do about that.
80% of their films in 10 years will be forgettable. Marvel.
We'll see.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna
the
argue
new stuff
about it.
coming out, some of it, but 80% of it, it's literally just quick, fast cash for kids.
Sorry,
They don't enter the darkness.
Can I just put this in there as well?
Yeah.
So you just said in 10 years, 80% of Marvel movies will be forgotten.
Yeah.
Do you know that right this very second, 60% of DC films have already been forgotten?
Oh, no. I agree with you because this is well, I don't know, man. Like,
But by the way, that little, just before you go on, that little sizzle reel that DC released of Black Adam, The Flash, and the new Aquaman. Oh, and
it's
Batman.
not called The Flash, it's called The Flush. That's Snyder Nights.
That OG Justice League in Black Adam looks insane, and
the OG Justice League.
Yeah, the first Justice League with Dr. Fate and all that shit. Read some comics, bro.
No, I know them. I just haven't read. I'm boycotting all this stuff.
I
don't
know
care.
you are.
Big picture.
Anyway,
a lot of their storylines, or a lot of times Marvel would write this sequence. I'm like, I'm getting into a joke, ruins it. Funny, the joke's funny, but it cuts off the storyline. I'm just like, oh, okay, we're going for the joke. It feels like they're too scared. I think Ben Kingsley talked about this with a lot of the new modern audiences and films coming out. We're too scared to write tragedy and darkness and enter the darkness. The reason why I liked Man of Steel and BVS was because I was in darkness. It's like it came into my darkness, and it's like, I understand where you're at. Here's ideal to get you out.
so what I get from there is
2 more minutes.
it's not made for you. You're a white man.
Thank you.
Yet Marvel doesn't want to appeal to that. They want their films to be happy. That's a personal dislike.
Yeah, I
of
know,
you.
but
I
that's
don't think
what I
that's
liked about DCU. There were two different things, and I was like, this is so cool. And then it just started getting Marvelized. I'm like, oh, well, it's like a lot of the very light politics. It's like when two parties basically become the same thing. I'm just voting for a different color. It's just like
Red
when they
versus
start
blue.
making the same stuff.
Yeah.
I don't care. This was different. It was really cool.
So Justice League is Marvelized.
The first one, yes.
Yeah, Justice.
Really
I called it Justice
bad.
League.
Yeah, Justice League. That thing was disgusting. I remember I was getting pissed off throughout the whole film. I came out, I was like, what the hell was that?
So just my hot take.
Yep.
1 minute.
Just
Let's wrap up.
Just my
Yeah.
hot take. I think Joss Whedon's Superman is better.
Yuck. Real quick.
I also like when I actually also think it's really Superman like when they just in the Justice cut, it's really anticlimactic. They just stop the mother boxes from it's bad. The movie
opening
is
scene-
terrible.
yeah.
This movie hang on.
Yep.
Movie's terrible. But they split the mother boxes and they explode and he says shut up, Siri. It's like, I really don't want to die because I like being alive. And then it blows up and he's lying on the ground and he laughs and it's like, I'm kidding.
Zack
I want to
Snyder's
die.
Justice League, how it got
just
the
cut me off.
fans for. I have to because he's the time Nazi.
I'm actually giving you 20 more seconds.
Really? Just basically how the fans fought for it to come back into existence.
Yes.
It comes out. It's not perfect, but there's just beautiful sequences. It beautifully fits into BVS and Man of Steel as a trilogy. Beautifully coherent over from beginning to end. Again, not perfect, but the overall coherent dots mix up. How it honors his daughter. The music's so much better. It's there's just so many better sequences in that thing, and how the fans brought it back to life, absolutely brilliant. Sorry, last thing, restore the Snyderverse. I think if basically Discovery gives Zack Snyder his freedom,
Yep.
he'll have time and space to make a BVS where it could be split into 3 different films.
Yes.
And it would be brilliant. It'd be fantastic. It'd be because we could beautifully see everything equally. I think that's what needs to happen.
You know, from what I've read from what 2 and 3 were kind of going to be, it sounds more focused because again, like the 4-hour version of Justice League suffers from some very similar problems that BVS has.
Yep.
Too much setup for characters.
Yep.
That either don't need it.
Yep.
Or should have been done prior.
Yep. But it destroys Justice League.
I would rather watch Justice League. Justice League.
You
than,
can't be.
Yes.
You can't be.
Yep.
I would watch. I would now.
They're both
watching.
they're both terrible, and you would actually have to force me to sit on the couch to watch either of them.
That's fine. But I'm saying
you would get me on said couch quicker for Justice League than Zack Snyder's Justice
it's
League.
the Naked Gun of the movie. It's like the parody of the movie. It's the parody. It is.
It's
It's the first time in history the parody movie came out first.
It's also 2 hours shorter.
No, but I'm saying I of course I would ask for an edited version of Zack Snyder's Justice League. I might actually re-edit an own version for me.
Oh,
I might no in the sense of I'll just cut out a lot of stuff I don't care about.
so much bloat.
I might even do that for BVS and make cut down versions of the films just
so
for
much
my
bloat.
personal use. And then get that thing. But I'm like, again, last thing, Batman, that Batfleck movie, I wanted to see that thing, man. Him versus Deathstroke, Alfred potentially dying, the sequences that were going to be shot, Batgirl being introduced, that would have been brilliant. And also, he was going to hang up the cowl anyway. And I would have been behind. I'm semi-behind Matt Reeves' Batman because he's like, I'm doing my own thing. I'm cool. I just want Discovery to finish off the Snyderverse. It just feels like we're halfway in. He got absolutely like mauled. It was like Leonardo DiCaprio of The Bear and Warner Brothers as The Bear, and it just mauled him to bits. We wanted to see it just finished Batman movie, potential Man of Steel sequel with Brainiac, and then just see the Justice League 2 and 3. I'm happy.
we'll see.
Yeah.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
Some people when it like on Twitter were like, when Zack Snyder's Justice League got announced, some people were like, haha, you said it would never happen. I actually never said that. I just said it's really unlikely. I didn't. I said it was so unlikely. That film needs like at least $50 million to be finished.
Yeah.
And Warner Brothers just doesn't want to do it. And I was right. It was HBO Max that got it made. The fan push and HBO Max going, okay, this could be profitable. And that's what made it happen.
Do you know what's funny though? He finished it early and saved $20 million on budget. They
Good
gave
on him.
$70 million. That was a really
Good on
job.
him.
Yeah. But the thing about Zack Snyder compared to Joss Whedon, also with character, everyone loves Zack Snyder, and he's classed as a class act. Like,
Yeah, no,
he's
a
nice
better
on set.
dude. He's a better dude.
He's good on set.
Yeah,
he looks after people.
Joss Whedon's an absolute
See, this is the
dick
thing.
splash.
Zack Snyder can be the better dude, the classier act, the guy that everyone loves on set. Doesn't make him a good director. It just makes him a good person.
I've enjoyed his films more than
Hang on.
Josh Whedon's.
Hang on, I'm really disheartened that you didn't get my dick splash joke.
When?
I said that Joss Whedon was a dick splash, and you.
No, I didn't hear
From
you.
Man of Steel.
I know.
Okay,
I know.
it's the worst insult ever.
No, I like it. It's funny.
What are you gonna do? Dick splash.
It's a meme. It's a meme.
Anyway, sorry, Tom. He's not a good director, is he?
No.
I would say
Have you seen Legend of the Guardians: The Owls of Ga'Hoole?
what I've actually seen about Zack Snyder's film. When
here we
I was
go.
listening to opera today. Cause sometimes I put on the classical channel and there's some really cool.
You were
things.
listening to opera?
No, it was actually a classical. It was a classical song.
Oh.
His movies are very operatic. Now, when you watch
Yes.
operas, when you see operas, they're not. You got to see his films as an opera, where it's painted differently. I wouldn't say he's a horrible director. it can be like a lot of films. I'm like, I don't like where he went with that. I don't like where he went with that. But when I've been maturing more, I actually do understand a lot of his little pieces in his film. I'm like, oh, I understand it now. As a kid, I hated Watchmen. Watched as an adult, I'm like, this is actually
Still hated Watchmen.
no, this is pretty realistic interpretation of what it could be like.
Yeah, sort of. If you just don't pay attention to the comic.
I'm not really into, like, I'm not gonna have time to read.
I know.
Like,
Watchmen
for a director
yeah.
to bring out, say, this, I'm really into this, and make a film and go, I didn't know about that, but now I do.
Yeah.
Did a good job.
Can you read at least Watchmen? I think you'd really like Watchmen.
I think I would. Yeah.
Read it. It's so good.
I'm becoming that guy where I'm getting into this stuff.
Yeah.
I used to be a jockey. An artistic jockey. And a Jeff Goldblum jockey.
A Jeff Goldblum.
Jockey. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Let's put his head in the toilet.
So as everyone listening and watching on YouTube has figured out by now, I have no authority here. Because
You have no authority here.
5 minutes went out the fucking window.
So Tom, I think
You have no power here, Thomas.
I think Tom wants to ask some questions.
I do actually.
That's the look in his eyes.
Yeah. There's only so much shit you can talk.
So ask us a question.
Tom, you're beautiful. Man.
until
Ask
I
us a question,
start
Thomas.
to snap. So Israel, because you don't listen to our podcast at all.
I don't. I do, just when I'm on.
Yeah. So what we're doing now is that we've had people from the audience
Ask us
sending questions. So we're doing a couple of questions every week.
Have
so
they sent us questions?
They have.
They have actually.
So he's going to
Really?
ask us, and we can get your input on the questions.
Yeah.
Yes.
So this first one is from Brittany. She's asked 2 questions.
Nice.
So we answered her first one last week. Now we're going to answer her second one because it is actually fitting in really, really well.
Oh, no.
With this one. So Brittany asks, that's Brittany spelled Ney.
She hates it.
Brittany, bitch.
When you misspell her name, it's funny.
All right.
Yeah.
Do you guys know Brittany?
Yes.
Yes, we do.
Okay.
I
Hey,
know.
Britt.
I
I don't know you, but
we both know Brittany very, very well.
He's a feminist.
You will never.
I'm a big feminist people.
Oh my god. Okay.
Me and Snyderverse for
Can I ask the fucking question?
Ask the question!
Okay, thank you. Brittany asks, who is your favourite superhero? Now,
Oh,
now, there is a second part to this question,
Yes.
but I just want really, really quick answers from you guys about who your favourite superhero is, because I'm going to ask the second part of the question, then you can discuss. Okay? So, Israel, favourite superhero?
I'll go Superman. It is basically DC Justice League, like based the main Justice League, but I'll go
Cool,
Superman.
Superman.
Mine would be a toss-up between Batman and I've really found a liking for Spider-Man now.
Okay.
I could go Spider-Man.
So, you don't know what the next part of the question is, do you?
No.
No. Okay. I'm going to give you one chance. Do you want to go with Batman or Spider-Man?
Batman.
Batman. Okay. Well, this is going to be...
What's yours?
Me?
Yeah, what's your
Oh,
favorite?
shit. I forgot. Sorry, I haven't been a part of this podcast for like the last 45 minutes. So
Yeah, sorry, Thomas.
I forgot about me.
But do you have a favorite superhero?
I didn't forget about you.
Never. Come on.
Yeah, hold on, I'm thinking. Hold on. Favorite superhero? Honestly, I'd probably go Thor. I
Thor.
reckon Thor's pretty lit.
He's a sexy
Pretty lit.
man.
But this is more for you. I mean, we can discuss that later. But this
Yeah.
is more for you guys because this is a thing. So, Superman and Batman.
Oh, that sounds like a film.
God, this.
I
Trust
should
me.
have gone Spider-Man.
Do you want to change?
Yeah, I'll go Spider-Man.
No.
I'll go Spider-Man.
No, go Batman. Go Batman. I want to see.
I know what the end of the question is going to be.
So Spider-Man.
That
now.
wasn't a Hitler sign, by the way. If
I got to go
So-
Spider-Man now.
So Superman versus Spider-Man. Second part of the question is, who would win in a fight?
we don't need to answer that next
Yes,
question. It's
Superman.
Very simple.
Superman would win.
Yeah, easy.
But Batman win the first fight. Remember that. So if I'd gone with Batman, Batman won. So, but Superman would probably still kick
Very
Spider-Man's
close.
butt.
I could tie Batman and Superman together.
But between Superman and Spider-Man, it would take a lot for Spider-Man
Next
to
question.
beat
We don't
Superman.
have time. We don't have time for gibberish.
No,
Superman would win. Sorry, Brett. Superman would win.
Hey,
sorry.
Brett.
What do you mean we don't have time for this gibberish? We've had time for your gibberish for the past
It's good.
45
It's
minutes.
quality gold. I'm second guessing.
If there was a threesome, though, if it was Thor, Spider-Man, and Superman in one room.
Let's not go down that path.
Oh, Thor would fucking annihilate.
Oh,
he
no, he wouldn't.
He would.
He got done by Taser in the third film.
Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah, Taser, dude.
Yeah. And?
So Superman just has to look at him wrong.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, what if Thor has, kryptonite in his pocket?
Oh, yeah.
what
What
if-
if Mjolnir
yeah.
is made out of kryptonite?
Kryptonite's not in that universe.
What?
Can we just go to the
Neither
next
is
question? Go to the next question. Let's do
Neither is Superman.
I'm
you
Tom
fucking
now.
idiot.
Go to the next question.
I don't want to go to the next question. Okay.
One more question.
Okay, one more question. This one is...
Do a few. We'll do.
No, we'll do one more. We're doing one more question.
We're only doing 2 questions a week. This one is from Cohen, who we had
Yay!
on the podcast last week.
I love Cohen.
Not that Israel would have listened to that.
I'm a better guest, Colin.
And Israel, I did actually... And Israel, you didn't listen to last week's episode, but I did actually answer your questions, so maybe go back and listen to them before you start shit.
We asked.
And
We
did
answered.
You go, yeah.
Yeah.
No,
No,
we
I
didn't.
didn't. No, because I'm not cringe.
Yeah.
Now...
This is topical.
This is topical. Cohen asks about, this is particularly about award shows. So like, Grammys, Oscars, Tony, stuff like that. Are award shows popularity contests or accurate representations of talent?
Neither.
Bit of both.
Neither.
Oh, no. I want to hear Israel's point first. Because I hate you.
It's yeah.
Fair.
I'd say it's a bit of both. It is very much. If you do start looking into the Oscars and stuff like that, it's who you know, who likes you.
Oh yeah.
That gets you a big thing because there's been a lot of films nominated where like that was a piece of crap. This film smashed that. Very much relationship based. That's why Oscars is starting to die because no one cares. The problem with Hollywood is they've basically
This is all award shows. Remember, not
they've
just
disconnected
Oscars.
themselves so far from the average person where
massively.
we don't care. So back in the 90s and 80s, films were made where you had even your standard action films would have some depth to it. And then your real deep films would have some standard stuff the average bloke could jump on. It's just got like that. Marvel, Fast and Furious, a lot. I'm saying not all of Marvel. Like there's actually some good stuff in Marvel. General Fast and Furious. It's just CGI, special effects. I don't care. Then the Hollywood films, they just go so weird, and it's like I can't connect to both. You have to find those little independent indie directors making stuff what you want. Fantastic film, Upgrade. Oh my goodness!
I need to show you Upgrade. It was
That-
shot in Melbourne, and it's actually really good.
That film is a representation of being able to get in both worlds and put them together where the average bloke could watch that.
Yeah.
Amazing. A deep person could watch that. Amazing.
It was made by the same guy that made The Invisible Man. Oh, his
Yeah,
name's
Upgrade. Whoever you are, if you watch this, man, Upgrade is brilliant.
His name's Lee
now,
something. I
That's the
forgot what
type
it
of
is.
films I want to make where you make it for both people.
Yeah.
Of course, if you lean a little bit more into action, you'll see that. If you lean a little bit more into depth, but it's just like that was the same thing when I went to this liberal arts school. These people were so disconnected from reality. I represented the general population. I'm like, I don't know what you mean with this. Like, please explain. Oh, I can't be stuffed. It's like they want someone to be angry at.
Oh,
They need an enemy
Yeah.
to attack. When I'm like,
Everybody
and it would
does.
piss them off. Do you know what? My ignorance was a form of salvation because they couldn't be too angry at me because I didn't actually genuinely
you didn't know.
And
So, just
No.
no, that's it. I took Cohen's question differently because you said popularity contest. I thought it meant like a popular contest as in terms of the movie, like do only really popular movies win Oscars, and Israel took it to mean like popularity within Hollywood. So from if you're talking about a popularity contest from within Hollywood, from within the Academy, yes, that's all the Oscars are. What does the Academy think is good? That's what's going to win the Oscar.
Yep.
Not what the general movie watching thinks
Yeah.
is popular. That's why so many people are like calling out the Academy because Spider-Man No Way Home didn't get a Best Picture nomination. And I'm like, do you know the Academy at all? Like Tick Tick Boom didn't even get a Best Picture nomination.
okay.
Crime against
It is a
humanity.
crime.
Yeah.
I watched it the other night.
It was very good. So it's a popularity contest within
Yeah.
the Academy.
See, I want to make we've like. Do you know how we're getting the film industry together? I want to
Yes.
make.
No, I don't have knowledge of this.
The man looked.
I've attacked you.
The white man was
Yeah.
defeated.
I want to make films. I'm not making films for Hollywood. I don't give a crap if.
No, make films that you want to make,
I
bro.
don't care if we get awards or not. That's a cherry on top.
I
Cool.
do.
But really, I'm making it for the general audience, and I'm making it and everyone. I want films where I don't care where you politically stand in life. I don't care where your beliefs stand in life. When we enter that theatre room, which is now a lounge, when we all watch that film together, you enter into a different realm where there's a quality of we're just humans and we're watching an idea and something that can connect us, like films where we can look at beyond what we believe and what we see and have a moment together and go, hey, this is like, we're humans.
Yeah.
We've had this.
I
That's
agree.
the films I want to make.
That is what should win the Best Picture Oscars, is films that do that.
Like, and
I'm being completely sincere, Tom.
I
Don't
think you
look
can
at me
agree
like
with
that.
me. Like, a lot of the films that Hollywood's been making is wank. Like these days, it's just like, what the hell was that?
I mean, yeah, we did actually talk about this on a previous episode.
If you had listened.
Yeah, if you'd listened to the podcast.
I'm catching up.
No, we talked about this before. Like, yeah, filmmaking is, as quote Israel, wank.
Not every film.
No, not every film. But
Have you seen... Sorry.
Shut up. Yeah, but we talked about this a little bit more in depth in last week. No,
The week
it was called
before.
last week. Week before last episode, and we were pretty much saying how like there's such a reliance now on like visual effects
Yep.
and things to get movies over the line, that the story and the character development and all that depth that you're talking
They
about,
don't have the heart anymore.
it falls to the way, it falls backwards.
Yeah.
Like, we've gone from having movies, and I even brought up, you'll be proud of this, I even brought up a film with not so great visual effects or
What's
any
the
visual
film?
effects, but really, really good depth and story, was Magnificent Seven.
I told you. You didn't believe me. I don't know. But
No, I
but
did.
it has heart. That relationship.
Okay, hey,
between,
stop yelling.
No, I love yelling. Come on. I haven't yelled all the time.
You shout.
That relationship between those three boys and that dude smashes for me.
Three boys and a dude.
No. How he becomes a father figure to them.
The three boys.
We don't have time.
And the dude smash?
That relationship they have where he becomes like an adoptive father and they
Yes.
cry when he gets shot.
Yes,
That
spoilers.
destroys half the relationships they've tried to create in the majority of these movies that come out.
I agree.
Absolutely, and that's what I was saying.
Bro, did you not cry when King Kong died?
In
In Godzilla versus Kong?
I haven't seen the movie yet.
But it's so sad, isn't it, Tom?
real.
He dies. Oh, my
Oh,
God.
okay,
It's-
I see where
and then
you're
he
going.
comes back to life because he's not really dead.
But I'm not saying when I'm saying these Hollywood films, this is the problem I'm having. Like, I'm having an issue with my church right now because they're in a bubble. Hollywood, they're in a bubble. All these little groups are all in bubbles. They sit in their bubbles, and we don't try and talk. And I'm saying it's just in culture. I'm saying in general culture, but I'm saying it's the same with the film world. Hollywood, with a lot of the weird films that are coming out, it's just like, dude, there's nothing pulling me into this. This is just too weird. You've gone too far. Like that fish film.
That
I probably
fish
haven't seen it,
film.
but just the idea of that woman falling in love with a fish, I'm like,
Oh my God, The Shape of Water is so good, dude.
I haven't seen it. So, yeah, but even then, like, maybe.
So good.
Okay, I'm ignorant on the situation.
The fish movie.
The fish movie.
I thought you were talking about My Octopus Teacher, and I'm like, well, that's actually a good
That's an
doco.
octopus film.
Yeah, but I'm like,
Octopi are not fish.
I don't know. I just say, I think they're bringing out these concepts where they're just so.
One Best Picture, by the way.
No,
Shape
but they're
of Water.
just so for what? Who? For people, a bunch of rich people. Cool. Yeah.
Self-congratulatory.
Rich people giving other rich people awards.
Yeah.
They've just got these films that are so wacky and so disconnected from the general population where we're like, how can we connect with this? Like, I don't have loads of money. I don't have this stuff. I don't have time to. I'm just trying to feed my family and get them through college and whatever I need to get them through uni or whatever I need to feed, like, get my kids through school. Like, this doesn't. I don't have time to thought masturbate, I call it.
Okay, great answer to
Masturbate.
great answer to Cohen's question, and I think with that we're out of time.
Yes. I think we're
So,
out of time about 40 minutes ago.
Yeah. We will thank you all for tuning in. Thank you, Israel, for sitting on our couch and talking to us.
Look, I love you guys.
Yeah, okay, that's all you can say.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it, you're done.
We're in the closing stage.
That's it, you're done. Tune in next week for another episode, and you can contact us on our socials or email us at Jack and Tom Save the World Podcast.
There's alien spaceships.
Shut up! I was doing my spiel!
Israel, this is actually the first time that Jack's done the social spiel.
That is Jack and Tom Save the World Podcast at gmail.com or on any of our socials. Ask us questions. Maybe you want to be a guest. Maybe you want to give us something to talk about because
Maybe you want to put me out of a job like tonight.
sorry, Tom.
I fucking care.
But anyway, thank you guys
Jack
for
and
listening.
Israel saved the world.
Yeah, Jack and Israel saved the world. Thank you all for listening.
Thank you. Have a good
We'll
week.
see you next week. Goodbye.